Check this out, all sword friends. Swordier, the first ever designed Falchion, now is out here. So in today's video, we're gonna dive into the first ever Falchion Swordier has been designed and see how good it can be. Let's start from the design feature. The scabbard. I'm not gonna say the scabbard, it's a sheath. The sheath is made of fox leather. Well, to save the cost, I bet you already understand this is gonna be another budget line Falchion in Swordier, so everybody can afford it. And also, it's very easy to take it out with two buckles right here. So one is to hold the blade, another is to hold the hilt, because it's gonna be like a back wearable Falchion sword. So it's easily, because it's kind of like the sword itself is kind of curved, it's very easy to take it out. So give this sword more agility when you do all those moving sweepings, especially for the fending purposes. Before we do that, we look up all those historical informations and also all the information we can search online. I would say we design it very conservatively, and also it's a plain design. But I got to say, the functionality of this Falchion should be top-notch. Let's dive into the specifications of this Falchion. So basically, it's one-handed. The hilt length is only 11 centimeters, and of course, it's wrapped up with the wood cord. It can hold it very comfortably because you have like a fairly slim, short, and also it's not like a rounded, and you can easily control the directions, and also you don't have to worry if you use it by barehanded. You don't have to worry about the sweat. It is just absorb it very easily, and it won't get loose. And very classic wheel pommel. This is a really like what I said, a conservative design, and we love to use those classic wheel pommel. It's just beautiful to look at it. It's just my own perspective. The blade length is only 67 centimeters. It's fairly short compared to other arming swords you can find from Swordier. And also, the beautiful part about this sword is it's distal tapered so much. I know it can be pros and cons when you distal taper very much, but it's spring steel. Back before we have the spring steel, it's not distal tapered very much. Some people complaining the sharpness and also the cutting capabilities, but man, this sword is designed for the cutting and for the comfortable practice. The thickness, now I'll show it right here. The thickness for the sword here is 6 millimeters. This is very common, especially we use the spring steel as the sword blade. Now, it's not linear distal taper. When you move on to the half here, it's only 3.5 millimeters, but when you move on to here, it's 2 millimeters, and then in here, it's only 1 millimeter. It's fairly thin, and it's gonna be very sharp. So right now I'm in the studio. I'm not gonna do cutting those bottles or wood or those bamboos and also tatami mat, but I can use the papers today here just for the demonstration how sharp it can be. As you can see, I guess I don't have to say much about the sharpness of the blade. So basically it's really a beautiful design. Like what I said, the weight of the sword is only 1150 grams, and when you have it, you can easily maneuver it. I'm really looking forward for the cutting capability of this Falchion, because I'm gonna use it for cutting tatami mat, light material, and also some heavy material like the wood and also the bamboo. So you guys are definitely gonna stay tuned, and I'm gonna test it out, the Falchion, how it's gonna perform. Since it uses the spring steel, I'm not worried about the flex strength and also the durability of the sword in terms of the agitation and also the flex strength, and of course the cutting sharpness. This is what we're gonna test it out in our next video. Now I had to talking about the blade geometry as well. As you can see, we have like a really obvious fullers, kind of like cover 2/3 of the blade, and it's all the way to the tongue parts, and also the width of the blade right here is only 5 centimeters, but all the way from here is already 7 centimeters, and it's kind of like shaped so well, kind of like match it. And I think that's the design feature of the ancient Falchion, especially from the 13th century to 16th century. It kind of like a magic for the cuttings, all right? But we try our best to make it to the original ancient Falchion. So I did mention that this sword gonna be in our budget line, especially in our Swordier European sword collections. So it's gonna be under 200, and it will be rolling out in the next few days. So you guys gonna stay tuned, and you can find more information of this Falchion from Swordier.com. And of course, stay tuned and stay sharp, everybody. See you in next video. Bye bye.